Cregeen, and I'm a firefighter.
And firefighter Sean Bostrom.
Well, Chris, if I can come to you, you're trying to establish a blue light charity. Just could you give us a little bit of background on that?
Yes, I spent a bit of time in the Royal Marines, and then I went into the private security industry before joining the fire brigade. Once over here, I realised that there was, maybe nothing set up in support of the emergency services, whether it be the healthcare, RNLI, Coast Guard, fire brigade, police, paramedics, etc. We've all got our sort of in-house charities, but they're kind of based in the UK, a lot of them. So there's nothing actually on Ireland where we could have an actual, maybe a community support group for whatever reason.
The military background is quite often where people do associate post-traumatic stress syndrome of people coming out from that background. But the emergency services is just as valid, isn't it? Because you must see some pretty traumatic things.
We do from time to time, yeah. And we work with the police and the ambulance service. And because it's a close-knit community, we work together, and we, as Chris said, we want to be there for each other. So we're encouraging members from the police, the other emergency services and prison service, to sort of become part of our little group, if you like. And sometimes, possibly, you might find someone from another service may not want to speak to their colleagues about something that's bothering them, so that we could be a lending ear. And vice versa, if somebody within the fire brigade says, there's something that I really need to get off my chest, if we get someone from the police to join us, they might go and speak to them about it.
I suppose that proves the old adage as well, that talking about an issue can help.
Definitely, yeah.
100%. And further to that, we may have, especially with my background in the military, I've got a lot of contacts and a lot of charities in the UK that actually come over. Rock to Recovery is a big one. I know some firefighters have been there, some police officers have been there, and it's a great thing. They come over, and we also have a lot of contacts for other things, maybe out fishing. There's Heroes on the Water down at Port Sodrick there that they're setting up, and that's specifically for veterans and the emergency service community. So it's little things like that we can maybe signpost them to.
And if need be, professional help. We're by no means trained counsellors. We're just here to sort of be
a support group.
Yeah, support group, and possibly that first point of call. Yeah.
And over here, I guess the emergency services, the busiest time would be during a TT period or something, and there can be some pretty horrific occurrences. Let's be honest, during that
possibly,
period.
But actually, you've reminded me of something I wanted to say. That is the case. But one thing that my wife's a nurse, and we were discussing this just last night, that we're surprised actually that there aren't more people struggling a little bit at the moment because of COVID. A lot of people are under a lot more pressure, especially up at the hospital and ambulance crews. We have been, because we've been we had to carry out different working practices early on in the pandemic, and we had a lot of people off ill early on. But the strange thing is there actually haven't been more people that I'm aware of, certainly not within the fire service, struggling as yet. But it's something...
Can something post-traumatic stress can be a slow-burning fuse, though?
Yes, yeah, and sometimes it can sort of be there, sat within you for years, and then something just, sets it off. Funnily enough, I'm saving a story for our seminar on Saturday from childhood that I'd forgotten all about until we were talking about this. And even though we talk about it quite a lot, because I'm trying to think of something to say on Saturday, and I thought, I know that. Actually, that was PTSD from, I'm 50 in December, and this is something from when I was 7 years old. And it's not going to terrify anybody, and it's I won't break down when I say it, but it actually was something that was quite a frightening experience for me. So I'm not gonna do a spoiler now.
I think on that as well. a great sort of analogy of it is, imagine a glass of water, and you're born, and your glass of water is empty, and you may see something in your early years. You're pouring a bit of water in it. Again, you keep on going. Okay, you may have seen something again. There's more water going in. Maybe some traumatic event. Could be your parents' divorce and something like that. And then obviously you may go into certain careers which enhance that, and you may see some things that aren't kind of normal.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason you go home and you trip up on something, and that could just, I don't know, maybe send you over the edge. That water may start coming out of the glass, and it's about finding a way of sort of decanting that water and going from there.
Finding a bigger jug.
Yeah.